And we explain how the rate hike that's aimed at deflating inflation will likely cost those of you looking to buy a home. The 10 o'clock news starts now.
Live from the award-winning stations of KFMB, you're watching the CW San Diego. The 10 o'clock news starts right now.
The Federal Reserve has announced the largest interest rate hike in nearly 3 decades. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Jesse Pagan. Today, key interest rates rose by 3/4 of a percentage point. The move is an attempt to curb record high inflation, but it's expected to have a big impact on how much many of you will have to pay to borrow money.
The average 30-year mortgage rate is now about 6%, and that is up sharply from under 3% this time last year. CBS 8's Regina An is in our newsroom tonight working to break down the numbers and find out how all of this is impacting San Diego's housing market. Regina?
Well, Marcella and Jesse, rising rates have caused a sharp turnaround in the housing market. And right now, homeowners and home sales have fallen for 6 months, according to the National Association of Realtors. And even with the housing shortage, experts I spoke with tonight say San Diego's housing market is certainly cooling off.
In San Diego, the inventory is such that the growth rate of the population far exceeds and accelerates the growth rate of how many houses we're building.
Frank Powell is president-elect for the San Diego Association of Realtors. He says despite how small of an inventory there is, right now some houses are not moving.
We're starting to see houses stay on the market for 25, 35 days on average right now. If you would consider what would happen even a few months ago, even a month ago, you would have multiple offers on day one.
Powell says with the interest rate hike and the price of everything else being so high, buyers are reluctant to pull the trigger and put a bid on a home.
We've been telling people that the interest rates will go up, but we don't know how much. But until it actually happens, people don't make a move.
He says people have been skeptical. Mortgage rates have jumped since the beginning of this year, but was somewhat steady in recent months.
Well, it doubled. So people weren't expecting that. That completely slowed down the market.
And the pressure is on for home sellers trying to cash in before interest rates go even higher.
There's a whole canyon here. So
Holly Hoggerfy has lived here in this house since 1994. She's moving to North Carolina. She was told to quickly put the home on the market.
When I heard about interest rates going up and up and up, it became very urgent.
Her home was listed for a week before offers came in. She bought it for $300,000 and she's selling it for close to $2 million.
But I decided to sell it, hopefully to a family that can raise kids and love it as much as I did.
She says she feels fortunate, and with so few homes available in San Diego, she felt this was a right decision.
But I put my heart and soul into this house. I redid everything, and I just heard all these horror stories about renting, you know, and squatters and people destroying, that I just didn't feel comfortable with renting.
And here in San Diego, the average home price is $850,000 and the average salary around $70,000. Powell says the best thing to do if you want to buy a home in the future is plan ahead. Make about a 5 to 10 year plan for yourself. Here in the newsroom tonight, Regina An, Marcella, back to you.
Things possibly equaling out, leveling out, those home prices dropping, a good sign, but the mortgage rates going up, not so great. Thanks so much, Regina.